Peace be upon you, brothers and sisters. This is Said Mirza from reallyNotReason.com, and in today's video I wanted to look at the tools and the materials that you need to get started with Arabic calligraphy. Now in this series I'm going to be trying to get you from basically not knowing how to write Arabic to creating something like this, these two sentences. And it's not going to be that difficult. People make it difficult, but it's really not difficult. So let's get started with the materials you need. Now a lot of people, they recommend using these, they call qit pens. They're basically wooden sticks that have a certain nib to them that you can carve out or you can buy online. And honestly, I don't even think they're worth the money, because you have to keep on resharpening them, and the ink we're going to be using is a very sticky ink, so it gets very difficult to clean them, and they're just really high maintenance. What I suggest you start out is you just get a calligraphy pen that's meant for English calligraphy, but make sure you get the left-handed version of that pen. So this is a Speedball pen. It's pretty popular. You can find it on Amazon. I'll put links for all these things in the drop down box below, and it comes with different nibs here. I got two sets of these because I was afraid they'd discontinue it a couple of years ago, and I haven't broken into my second set yet. I'm still on my first set, so these are really sturdy inks, and like I said, they come with different nib sizes, so you can go from really fine text to really broad text. And here's the assembled pen, and we're going to be using the LC1 here, which is pretty broad, and I'm just doing it for demonstration purposes. I suggest you use the LC3 because we'll talk about that later. But anyway, so this is the calligraphy pen that you want to be using, and for the ink you want to use the Speedball Super Black India ink. Again, this is available on Amazon. Excellent ink, very dark. And for the paper, you want to use a watercolor paper. This is by Canson. I found this on Walmart. This is a cold press paper. You want to use cold press, not hot press. Hot press is a little bit more expensive, and we'll use that for the final product. For practice, cold press is good. And this is 140 pounds. I'm guessing that's the weight of the paper. So this is all the material you need to get started. It's going to cost you maybe $30–40 on the most, and you can get away with using printer paper. I don't suggest you use it because this ink will bleed through that paper, and it just gets messy. So you're better off just getting a dedicated paper, and also you'll get an idea of the texture. So you're going to be better off just learning on this versus printer paper. Okay, the course we're going to be using, or the PDF file, this is available online for free. I'll put a link on the drop down box below for this as well. This is Durusul Khat al Arabi, and it's the Toulouse script that we're going to be learning. There's other scripts out there. I just think the Toulouse script is the most beautiful script in Arabic. You're free to disagree, but we're going to be using the Toulouse script, and once you learn one script, then you can learn other scripts later on. It's just the same mechanics pretty much. This was penned by Muhammad bin Said Sharifi, and no relation with me. And again, like I said, we want to be creating this beautiful work of art. This is the goal, and that's what I'm hoping that you are able to do by the end. And all you require is patience and discipline. That's all it's needed. You don't have to have a talent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be covering the first lesson, and we're going to go into this more detail in the second video. I just want to kind of show you how to use the pen, how to use the ink, and how to make the first letter alif. That's all we're going to be doing. So let's get started here. So I took this ink out in a cap here. You want to just use a little bit of ink for each session, and this ink will last you years. It's lasted me years. And so you want to just dip this into the nib into the ink here real good. Okay, you want to don't go all the way in, but at least get the nib, the tip real wet. And once you're done with that, here's a paper towel here that's a little damp, and you just want to put this a little bit on here so you get rid of the excess ink, and then you're good to go. So we're gonna start with the alif here. I'm not caring about the length or the width or anything of that sort. I just want to show you how to grip the pen. Okay, so here we go. it's almost, this is exactly how you hold a pen. There's nothing different about holding it. Your wrist position, your wrist is flexible. It's not locked. You're going to be using your wrist. You're not going to be using your shoulder. We're not drawing, we're writing. This is calligraphy, so we're going to use our wrist. And make sure it's neutral, and the pen, the way you're holding it, should be loose. Don't be too tight. It's only, you're gonna make matters worse if you tighten it. Everything needs to be loose. It needs to be smooth. Okay, so we're gonna start with alif here. You see, just loose. You're letting the ink lubricate the paper, and the pen's just kind of following your wrist, and that's alif. Now here's another variation of alif that I've seen being done, and again, we'll talk about this after. You see how the nib, I'm twisting the nib as I go down to create this diamond shape at the bottom and make it a little bit narrow. And then what they also do sometimes, you know, again, it's personal preference. You get this sort of hook too. So this is alif, and you, what it all boils down to is practice. This is all there is to it. And you want to make a straight line, you got to keep going, keep making those lines until you just make it perfect, and try to do it again and again and again. You just get better at it. So that's alif. Okay, we're gonna be going over this a little bit more in the next video. Like I said, this is just kind of a primer just to show you how to use the pen. Really good pen, Speedball. When you're done with the writing, then you need to wipe off the ink on the paper towel, the damn paper towel. And when you're done with the session, you want to use a toothbrush and scrub it under warm water. Make sure you get into the nooks and crannies of this pen and inside these two metal plates, and then make sure you dry it off with paper towel before storing it. And if you do that, this thing will last you years. And like I said, I've had this for a couple of years, and it works flawlessly. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I'm trying to keep these videos short and get you going. Purchase these materials, and God willing, we'll talk about writing alif in the next session, and I'll give you some pointers. Anyway, until next time, peace and blessings be upon you.